Alright, so obviously everyone knows we're here tonight to celebrate Dad's 50th birthday. Thanks for everyone for coming. I guess on behalf of like my two brothers and the rest of the family, wrote something for Dad. And then Mum's going to say something, and we'll all sing happy birthday and have some dessert, which I think Mum's outdone herself and everyone else. But, alrighty, so this is for you, Dad. I kind of memorised it, but I got this just in case. I get nervous. Right.
If the brother's up there.
Yeah, the boys. I don't need help.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill it, let's face it.
Don't cry, Dad.
I won't cry. I'm a bit...
He's finished his uni degree, so he can speak.
I'm also the smartest.
Debatable. Yes. Debatable.
Right. So I realised pretty early on in life what my true calling was to be. I was not a musician or a football star, but the most annoying son of three. Saturday mornings were my time to shine. I awoke with a spring in my step, where I'd sneak into my folks' room and tickle Dad to death. I normally had the upper hand, see brains are on my side. It'd all go well until Dad woke up and he'd tickle me till I cried. Now for a smart young kid, it took me a little longer than I'd like to admit to realise that Dad wasn't all that ticklish and I was just a little prick. But I've kept tickling Dad all these years. It's a tradition that we do. It's always fun till he starts tickling me, but still I like annoying you. So as the most annoying son of three, I had to expand my family role. So the next clash between Dad and I was the great battle of the breakfast bowl. To this day, we still can't agree on the events that transpired, but just believe when I say my recount of the story is true and accurate, and of course without bias. So it was just a plain white bowl. Why it was so important, I never understood. But Dad ate from it every morning, which meant we had to be pretty bloody good. And this sparked the interest of young David, so pretty soon I came a-calling. Sometimes Dad would get the bowl first, but I had my fair share of mornings. Tensions rose within the house. Something had to give. Two men can't share a Weet-Bix bowl. That's no way to live. So the two parties had a wager. $100 would go to the man who ate from the bowl that morning. I hope you learnt, Dad, you got to get up early if you want to beat me, because you won't catch this young puppy yawning. So what I did that morning was borderline evil, but the term genius has been thrown around. When $100 is on the line for a young kid, there was no way I was going down. I woke up early, filled the bowl with Weet-Bix, sugar and milk, and set it on the floor. Put my blankets down beside it, and I waited. A little more, a little more. Finally, a door opened. I heard Dad's footsteps down the hall. I quickly moved the bowl to the kitchen bench, but still I waited a little more. I waited till he rounded the hallway corner so I could look him in the eye. I started eating those $100 Weet-Bix right in front of himself. Suck on this, Dad, as he gave a sigh. And that's still a sore point between us. But there's another story I remember with joy. Dad taught me how to play the game of chess when I was just a little boy. It's a game of great skill, a mind game, brain versus brain. And he wouldn't go easy on a young kid. He beat me time and time again. And clear as mud, I still remember the night when we were camping down the beach. Mike and Luke and the other kids were in the park, were off playing hide and seek. But Dad and I were playing chess. Our two minds were locked in war. And I checkmated him with a rook and a queen. He wasn't undefeated anymore. Now, I only ran around the campground once, no, probably 2 or 3 times at least, screaming at the top of my lungs that I'd beaten him and that I was a beast. Dad demanded an immediate rematch. See, he didn't like to lose, but he got used to it pretty quickly. Davey boy was the new chess master. Dad, I hope you read the news. So there are some of the stories that I remember fondly from my younger days, when our minds are still young and learning, when we're curious about the world and for knowledge we have a yearning. And Dad had all the answers, the man with all the tricks. He could build and create things, and there was nothing he couldn't fix. He knew all the answers to our questions, or if he didn't, he had a pretty darn good guess. And whatever we asked of Dad, the answer was always yes. He taught us the important things, like building Lego and ignoring the instructions, and how to play card games and board games, and sometimes 4 sheep stations. He taught us all to surf, fish, camp and drive, and spent countless hours helping us with the hobbies in our lives. The list of amazing things about Dad is endless, and we could honestly be here all night, so I'll leave you with one final thought to show there's no darkness in his light. I can see you in who I am, you've shaped who I've become. Years of watching you with my little eyes, like father, like son. Which I think is the greatest gift that you ever had to give, was being a man we could look to when we wondered how honest lives should be lived. So happy birthday, Dad, and thank you for all you've done over the years and continue to do. You've raised 3 very different boys, but we all want to be a dad like you.
You can follow that, mate.